And we shoot for 9 months in Vancouver, Canada. And because it's just Sam and Dean for most of the time, that means that Jared and I are on set all day long, and we don't get breaks, and we don't get an episode off, or like with Misha. And feel free to make fun of him for this. He doesn't work nearly as hard as we do. When he's working, he does, but he gets he'll get an episode off where he won't see Castillo, and then he'll be back next episode. So that's like 8 days that we never get off. So it's a lot of work, and it does get tiresome. But for me, it's very easy to remember, why I love it so much. Because I love what I do. I love that I get to wake up every day and create something new and work with people that I love to work with. And, so even when I do get tired, I always think, you know what, though, this is a good problem to have.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Everybody awake now? Oh, hi. I thought I'd been shot.
Test again, you'll test again.
That's alright. Hi.
Hi, I asked Darren this question yesterday, quite interesting answer. I was just wondering if you could meet Dean, impossible I know, but just assuming that the world has gone crazy for a day, is there something you'd really like to say to him, something that you hate that you think you should do or that you shouldn't do? Or...
Interesting question. What would I say to Dean? I'd probably ask him for the keys to his car and see if he would. I'd probably say, hey man, can I take her first spin? And then I'm sure Dean would promptly punch me in the face and tell me to take a hike. Aside from that, I'd say I'm really sorry that your brother is so tall. Let me ask you a question. Did Jared go with the, I tell him that it's not as bad as it seems? The punch in the face? That's scary. Thanks. Hi.
My name is Alina. Hi. Country out of lore. You already used vampires on your show. So my question is, if it was for you to write a scenario for one episode, what would that be about? As in...
Ghost surfers in Hawaii.
Other creature or I don't know.
I actually, it's funny that you brought that up and from where you're from, because I actually like, the vampires, but not the way that, Twilight does. No, not the pasty kids. I'm talking like the real, Van Helsing type stuff. And I like that. I like when I think it was the first season. Yeah, first season we've dealt with vampires several times, but I like the way that those guys are. I mean, they're badass. There you go. Yeah. So I like those. I like I like kind of the old classics, the werewolves, the vampires, that kind of stuff. Eric gets pretty abstract in some of these things, but I kind of like the old classics.
Thank you.
Thanks.